Muted.
सर्वेभ्यो नमस्काराः। अद्य सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कारकप्रकरणे 12 पाठः। जून् मासस्य 24 दिनाङ्कः। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। So to look back at what we were doing, कारकप्रकरणे द्वितीया विभक्तिः अधीयमाना अस्ति। तत्र आदौ कारकद्वितीया आसीत्। कारकद्वितीया भागे कर्मसंज्ञा नाम किम् इति अवगतम्। ततः अनभिहिताधिकारः कः एषः अधिकारः किमर्थमुपयुज्यते इत्यपि अधीतम्। तथैव कर्मणि का विभक्तिः अर्थात् द्वितीया विभक्तिः इति the three key concepts which were studied in the Karakadvitiya. So if you look at the Anabhihite first, Anabhihite ityadhikarah sarvani vibhakti vidhayakani sutrani vyapnoti. It extends across all vibhaktis. I mean, there is really possibility of a misconception. You're reading the Kaumudi especially that, okay, you read Anabhihite in Dvitiya, so Anabhihite Karmani Dvitiya and over. But Anabhihite is not limited to Dvitiya Vibhakti or not Karma and Karta. It is across all Vibhakti Sutras. So anywhere, any Vibhakti Artha is Anabhihite eva. So yadi Abhihitam, Abhidhanam Katham Bhavati Prayena Tinkrit Tadhika Samasaihi Vivarshitam Kadachit Nipatena Ityapi. So if the meaning or the sense of that vibhakti has already been conveyed by any of those ting or krit or tadhita or samasa, so tada kim bhavati vibhakti arthe abhihite yasmin arthe sa vibhaktihi vihita sa vibhaktir yadi anyena kenapi abhihita syat tarhi pratipadikathe prathama vibhaktir bhavati. So that is the gist of anabhihitadhikara. It is not confined to dvitiya vibhakti but extends across all vibhaktis. So then we saw the karma karaka, right? So karma karaka itself is given by about 8 sutras. Karturipsitatamam karma tatha yuktam chanipsitam. They are the 2 sutras which give the main karma samnya, right? So kartuhu kriyaya aptum ishtatamam karakam karma samyam bhavati. यद्यपि इष्टतमं न स्यात् द्वेष्यं स्यात् अथवा उपेक्ष्यं स्यात् अनीप्सितं तथापि भवति. So both of these give the main karma samnya. Then we have akathitancha येन केषाञ्चन धातूनां प्रयोगे ये द्विकर्मकाः धातवः दुह्याच् इत्यादयः तेषां प्रयोगे अन्येषां कारकाणाम् अविवक्षायां कर्मसंज्ञा भवति येन ते धातवः द्विकर्मकाः भवन्ति. ततः निजन्तस्य प्रयोगे प्रयोज्य कर्तुः कर्मत्वं नियम्यते गतिबुद्धिप्रत्यवसानार्थ शब्दकर्मा कर्मकाणाम् अणिकर्ता चणौ कर्म भवति इति. तथैव हृक्रोर् अन्यतरस्यां हृकृ अनयोर्धातोः प्रयोगे अणिकर्तुः नौ विकल्पेन कर्मत्वं भवति. So these two are concerned with nijanta prayogas. So in a nijanta prayoga where the prayojya karta will be karma in these cases and in other cases he will retain his kartru samya. And then we have karma for the adhara adhishingstha karma. So adhi preceding these dhatus, that is shingstha or as. So there the adhara will get the karma samya. Abhinivishascha abhinivishate papam. So abhini plus vish, that's a very specific combination of these two upasargas and the vishadhatu in that particular order we have karma for the adhara. And again, upan madhyang vasaha. So upanu adhi ang preceding vasadhatu. So there too we have the adhara getting karma samya. So these are the 8 sutras. We have a few vartikas along with them which give karma samya. So let's move on to the next section in the same vibhakti. As we saw in the preface, each vibhakti has 2 parts. One is a karaka dvitiya and the other is a upapada dvitiya. So karaka dvitiya is where a vibhakti is assigned based on a particle's relation with kriya. Kriya janakam, kriyanvayi va karakam. So now there are also cases where a vibhakti is assigned based on its relation with some other word which is present close to it and not directly with the kriya. So those we call as upapada dvitiya. Always, if there is a clash, that is if it is possible to have both karaka vibhakti and upapada vibhakti for the same particle, we say कारक विभक्तिर बलीयसी. उपपद विभक्ते है कारक विभक्तिर बलीयसी. Always कारक विभक्ति will overrule उपपद विभक्ति because kriya is pradhana in a sentence. So the relation with kriya is pradhana. We see this in the first shloka itself. Munitrayam namaskritya, where there is namaha. Okay, so you all know gurave namaha. If you have namaha, there is an upapada vibhakti assigned to it. Based on the word namaha, there should be chaturthi. Okay, but in this case, he is saying namaskritya, there is a kriya and therefore there is karma karaka also there. So which should we do is a question. So karma karaka will overrule the karaka vibhakti, that is dvitiya, will overrule the upapada vibhakti which is chaturthi, and that is why we have dvitiya, which is what I meant. If you go back and look at the Vyakhyana for Mangala, so upapada vibhaktayar karaka vibhakti baliyasi is one standard. This we'll see it again in the prakarana. So now going to the upapada vibhakti for dvitiya, where dvitiya vibhakti is assigned based on other words. That is the presence of a few particular words in the sentence. There is a shloka vartika here. It is a vartika in the form of a shloka. Ubhasarvatasoh karya dhigupadyadishu trishu dvitiyam reditanteshu tatonyatra drishyate. Ubha sarvatasohu. So there is okay. So ubha sarvatasohu dhik uparyadishu trishu amreditanteshu dvitiya karya. So in these 3 cases there is dvitiya. One is ubha followed by the tas, that is ubhayataha and sarvataha. They are the 2 words. Then there is an avyaya called dhik, and uparyadishu trishu amreditanteshu. We have 3 amreditas, that is dviruktas, which we will see later. So in association with these 3 these things, we have dvitiya vibhakti. Tataha anyatra api drishyate. And he says also in a few other cases, which we will see again in the next vartika. So now ubha sarvatasohu. So ubha sarva and tas has given a pratyaya for both. So there is ubhayataha and sarvataha. Okay. So there are 2 avyayas, and dhik is again one avyaya, and there is a uparyadishu trishu. He is referring to another sutra of Panini himself. Uparyadhyadha samitve iti sutram ashtamadhyaya dvitiya pade. Upari adhi adhas ityetesham trayanam dvitvam vidhiyate. Tadeva amreditam tasya param amreditam ityanena adau dvitvam vidhiyate. Uparyupari adhyadhi adhodhaha iti rupani. Samipya arthe. Uparyupari nama above and very close. Okay, say a plane flows very close above. You can say uparyupari vimanam gacchati. So uparyadhyadha saha samipya arthe viruktatvam. So there is the word itself is doubled. So dvitva is of 2 kinds. There is a varna dvitva, which you will see in cases like litlakara. We have babhuva, whatever, all Jagama and all those where you have Dvitva, that is Varna Dvitva, there is also a Pada Dvitva, where the word itself is doubled. So this is one of those cases. You have Upari Upari, Adhyadhi, Adhodhaha, Adhodhaha, below and very close. Adhyadhi is again Adhi. I wonder what it means. Inside and very close. I'm not sure what is the meaning of Adhi in this particular case. So, Upari Adhyadhasa Samipe iti sutrena Dvitvam vidhiyate. Amreditanteshu ityasti. Tasya param amreditam iti samjna sutram. So, Dviruktasya param rupam amredita samjnam syat. So, wherever there is Dvitva of pada, the latter form is called amredita. So, he says amreditanteshu. अर्थात यत्र द्वित्वम् अस्ति तादृश प्रयोगे is written over and above. Adhi also means above, is it? Probably. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so that also Upari Upari and Adhyadhi are almost the same then. So wherever we have Dvirukta, so these three forms, Upari Upari, Adhyadhi, Adhodaha. So when these three are used, we have Dvitiya Vibhakti associated with it. Okay. So Amreditantanam Esham Trayanam Yoge Dvitiya Bhavet Vartikartha. So we have three Avyayas, and again these are also Avyayas. All of them are Avyayas. So and these three where there is Dvitva. So Upasarvatasoho iti Vyakhyane. So it's a Vartika. Upasarvatasor iti Vartikam. Upashabda Sarvashabda Prakritika Tasantoho Prayoge Sati. So Tas is a Tadhita Pratyaya. So where Ubha and Sarva are the Prakriti. Ubha Shabda, Sarva Shabda Prakritika, Tasantayohu Prayoge Sati, Dvitiya Karya, Ityarthaha. So that is the Ubha Sarva Tasoh Karya, Dvitiya. Dhig iti. So Dhig Shabdasya Prayoge Sati, Dvitiya Karya. So in association with Dhig. So Prakriti vat Anukaranam iti Avyayatvat Supo Luk. So he just says Dhig, and it's an Avyaya. Uparyadishviti. Anena uparyadhyadhasa samipye iti sutropattani avyayani grahyante. So the three uparyadishu trishu, upari and the three belonging with upari, which is upari, adhi and adhas. Amreditanteshu iti. Dviruktasya param amreditam. Tadanteshu kritadvirvachaneshu iti yavatu. So when they, not when they are used individually, but when there is dvirvachana, that is doubling of the words. Tathacha Kritadvirvachaneshu uparyadishu trishu prayujyamaneshu dvitiya ityarthaha. And then Tata iti Uttar Pradeshebhyaha anyatrapi dvitiya drishyate. So there are few other cases also which will be told later. So he gives examples for each of those. Ubhayatah Krishnam Gopaha. Okay, so on both sides of Krishna. So actually they should, all these are mostly, Upapada Dvitiya is usually an exception for Shashti. So when you are saying on both sides of Krishna, so you are saying Krishnasya Parshve, so you have Shashti. So here too there should have been Shashti, but with here he has, there is Dvitiya over Shashti. So that is why the Vyakhyana also says, Krishnasya Parshiva Dvayepi ityarthaha, on both sides of Krishna. Adyaditva tasihi. Okay, there is a tasi pratyaya on ubha. Ubhayon yatra iti ayach. So that is ubhayataha. There is ubha, there is tas, and there is also ayach. So you have ubha, ubhaya. We saw this in the Sarvanama Prakarana. So shashtyarthe dvitiya. So the actual meaning here is sambandha, which is given by shashti. So instead of shashti, we have dvitiya vibhakti. Ubhayatah krishnam gopaha. Sarvatah Krishnam in Gopaha. So on all sides of Krishna. Krishnasya sarveshu parshveshu Gopaha. So in these two cases, Uha Sarvatasoho Yoge Dvitiya Vibhaktir Bhavati. So as you can see here, the association is with the word Upapada. That is, when there is a word, in the presence of a word, this Vibhakti is being told. So, Dhik Krishna Bhaktam. So if you look at the Vyakhyana, it's a nice prayoga. Krishna Bhaktam. So one who is not a devotee of Krishna. So Dhik Nindayam. It is an abhaya which is used for Ninda. Krishna Bhaktasya Ninda ityarthaha. So if you are taking it as Ninda, so condemnation of one who is not a devotee of Krishna. So again here it will be Shashtyarthe Dvitiya. Kechittu, but some people consider Krishna Bhaktaha Nindyaha ityarthaha Prathamarthe Dvitiya ityarthaha. So one who is not a devotee of Krishna is to be condemned. Iti Krishna Bhaktaha Nindyaha ityarthaha yadi avyasya svikriyate tadatu Prathamarthe Dvitiya ityapi kechana vadanti. So either case there is Dvitiya. So Shashtyarthe Dvitiya va Prathamarthe Dvitiya va ityatra Pakshadvayam vartate. Dhingmurkha ityatra tu Nishiddhacharanam ityadhyaha. There are also cases where there is a Sambodhana. Dhingmurkha. He Murkha Dhik. So Sambodhana is also Prathama. So how do you have Prathama? There should have been Dvitiya. Right? So Katham Sambodhana Prathama Vibhaktehe Prayogaha iti Prashnaha. So he says Nishiddha Charanam ityadhyaha. That is better explained in the Tattva Bodhini. Actually, if you look at the same Pratika in the Tattva Bodhini, if you have the Vyakhyana, Dhik Krishna Bhaktamiti, Tasya Nindyate ityarthaha Shashtyarthe Dvitiya. Same thing what the Balamanorama said. And here, Sa Nindyaha, Krishna Bhaktaha Nindyaha, Ityarthaha Prathamarthe Dvitiya Ityeke. So some people take that. Katham Dhing Murkheti. So how do you have a prayoga like Dhik Murkha? Sambodhana Padasya Kriyanmayaha. Iti Prageva Uktataya Dhik Shabda Yoga Bhavat Dvitiya Na Pravartate. Iti Sambodhanecha Iti Prathama Iva Bhavati Iti. So it's a nice concept. As we saw when we are dealing with Sambodhana, he says it is Abhimukhi Kritya Jnapanam. Sambodhana is to address somebody and to make him know of a Kriya. Like they say, Hey Rama, they said it is Hey Rama, Mam Raksha. So there is protect me, iti Anvayaha. So Sambodhana Padasya Kriyanmayaha. It is always associated with a Kriya. So iti Prageva Uktataya, Dhik Shabda Yoga Bhavat. So he says in cases like Dhing Murkha, Sakshat Dhik Shabdena Yogaha Nasti. Sambodhana Padasya Kriyaya Anvayaha Asti. Ataha Dvitiya na bhavati. Dhik Shabdena Yogaha Nasti ityataha Dvitiya na bhavati. Tadyoge ya Dvitiya Vihita Sa Vibhaktir na bhavati. Iti Sambodhanecha iti Prathamaiva bhavati. Kintu atra Kriya Nasti kila iti aparah prashnaha. Dhik Murkha ityukte Kriya kutra asti. So fie on you, a fool. Ityeva arthaha. Kriya padam nasti kila ityukte Kriya padam cha kvachit shrutam kvachit akshiptam. So the action, in some cases it is directly heard, in some cases it is assumed based on the context. So here, tathacha dhingmurkha nishiddhacharanam idam ityetat iha kalpyam. So in this case we say, oh fool, what you are doing is not to be done. Idam nishiddhacharanam. So ataha dhik, therefore fie on you. Iti anvayaha. So the anvaya of the Sambodhana is directly with that nishiddhacharana. This is the Kriya and not with Dhik. Tathacha Dhingmurkha Nishiddhacharanam idam ityeta diha kalpyam. So Murkha Sambodhyaka Nishiddhacharanasya nindyate iti tu vakyarthaha. So the ninda here is not directly of the Murkha but of his action. Murkha Sambodhyaka Nishiddhacharanasya nindyate iti tu vakyarthaha. So Prathamarthe Digyoge Dvitiya iti Vadimate to Murkha Sambodhyakam Nishiddhacharanam Nindyam. So in both cases, the Ninda, that is the meaning of Dhik, is associated with the Kriya, that is the Nishiddhacharana, and not with the Murkha. Okay. So that is why we don't have Ditiya in such cases. Okay, so it stops there. So I just wanted to review how, in some cases, why we have so many Vyakhyanas. Because, for the same Siddhanta Kaumudi, we have about, I'm sure there are more than 20 different Vyakhyanas. So why so many Vyakhyanas, if you look at it? So each Vyakhyana will offer a different perspective of the same thing. So Tattvabodhini, we have been generally referring to Bala Manorama because it is for Balas, right? For beginners, it is a very useful Vyakhana. But the Tattvabodhini is slightly advanced commentary, which is in the beginner stages it might be difficult to comprehend. But Tattvabodhini is very useful because he very closely follows the Praudha Manorama, which is again a commentary on the Kaumudi by Bhattoji Dikshiter himself. So we will have a better idea as to what the author intended when he is saying something. So Praudha Manorama is where Bhattoji Dikshiter offers greater explanation of his own words. So since the Tattvabodhini closely follows Praudha Manorama, we have that idea. If you read the Tattvabodhini and you read the Praudha Manorama, it will become very, very easy. And in some cases, he offers a more detailed analysis or a different perspective. So that's just, so that is Dhik Krishna Bhaktam. Dhik Shabdasya Yoge Dvitiya Vibhaktir Bhavati. Uparyupari Lokam Harihi Adhyadhi Lokam Adhodho Lokam. So that is Hari above the world and just very close to it. So tasmin arthe uparyupari adhyadi adhodha. So uparyupari iti uparyadhyadha samipya iti dvivachanam. So we are looking at the Vyakhana for each of these prayogas. Lokasya samipe upari harihi asti ityarthaha. So adhyadhi iti lokasya samipadeshe harirasti ityarthaha. As you can see, adhi. So adhi is generally used to mean in. So he also says, Lokasya Samipadesha. He is he is somewhere very close to the world. Adhodha. Lokasya Samipe Adha Harirasti Ityarthaha. So below is there. So Asmin Arthe you have Uparyupari, Adhyadhi and Adhodha. So in association with these words, these prayogas, we have Ditiya Vibhakti. So that is Upasarvatasoh Karya Dhiguparyadishu Trishu Dvitiyam Reditanteshu Tatonyyatrapi Drishyate. So what is that Tatonyyatrapi? So the Vartikakara expands again. Abhitah Paritah Samaya Nikasha Ha Prati Yogepi. Even in association with these. What are the other cases where we have Ditiya? These things. We have Abhitaha, Paritaha, Samaya, Nikasha, Ha, Prati. So in association with these 6 things, Esham Shannam Yoge Dvitiya Vibhaktir Bhavati. So Abhitah Paritaha iti. Tatonyyatrapi Drishyate ityasya prapanchoyam. So this is an expansion of Tatonyyatrapi Drishyate. So even in other cases, so what other cases? He explains here, Abhitah Paritaha iti. Yogepi ityanantaram Dvitiya iti Sheshaha. Purvatanamartike Dvitiya Karya iti Uktam. So Pratiyogepi Dvitiya Bhavati ityarthaha. So again, Shat Avyayani Santi. Abhitaha, Paritaha, Samaya, Nikasha, Ha, Prati ityavyayani. Abhitah Krishnam. Gopaha iti Sheshaha. Krishnasya Parshadvayepi ityarthaha. So Ubhayataha ityasya arthaha Abhitaha ityasyapi. So in rows, 2 rows on either side of Krishna. Krishnam Abhitaha Gopaha Santi. So Shashtyarthe Dvitiya. Krishnam Paritaha. Sarvataha ityasya arthaha. Around Krishna, surrounding him, there are Gopas. Krishnasya Sarveshu Parshveshu Gopaha ityarthaha. Paryabhibhyam cha iti tasil. So Paritaha iti tasil pratyantaha. Abhitaha ityapi. Pari abhibhyam. Tasil pratyantau imau shabdau. Gramam Samaya. Samaya Nikasha. Samaya Nikasha iti cha akarante avyaye. So akarantam samaya is not a strilinga word, it is an akaranta avyaya. Samaya nikasha iti cha akarante avyaye. Gramam ityasya pratyekam anmayah. So gramam samaya. Okay, so Balamanomakara takes it as gramam samaya nikasha. But okay. But the Mula gives, at least my Mula gives Nikasha Lankam. So it's a different thing. So Samaya Nikasha iti akarante avyaye Gramam ityasya pratyekam anvayaha. So Balamanoramakara is taking the Patha as Gramam Samaya Nikasha. A single udaharana. Gramam Samaya and Gramam Nikasha. Okay. So in that case, Gramam ityasya pratyekam anvayaha. Gramasya samipe ityarthaha. So in both cases, it is nearby. Samaya nikasha iti avyaye. Nikasha antike samayantika madhyayoh iti cha amaraha. So nikasha ityasya antike nama samipe ityarthaha. Samaya ityasya api antike samipe ityarthaha. Madhye ityarthaha. So gramam samaya. Vilanghya lankam nikasha hanishyati iti maghaha. So lankam nikasha iti prayogaha maghena kritaha iti darshayati. तदेव उदाहरणमपि दत्तं निकषा लङ्कां. सो लङ्कायाः समीपे इत्यर्थः. तत्रापि षष्ठ्यर्थे द्वितीया विभक्ति दृश्यते. हा कृष्णाभक्तं. सो पुनः यथा धिक् कृष्णाभक्तं तथैव हा कृष्णाभक्तं तस्य शोच्यते इत्यर्थः. सो हा इति आकारान्तम् अव्ययं खेदे. सो दुःखे हा इति अव्ययं. हा विषाद शुगर्तिषु इत्यमरः. सो तस्य अतएव शोच्यते इत्यर्थः. कृष्णाभक्तः शोच्यः इत्यर्थः. Again, like still we have different interpretations here, whether it is षष्ठ्यर्थे द्वितीया or प्रथमार्थे द्वितीया. So there is a difference between dhik and ha. Dhik indicates contempt, whereas ha indicates pity. That is, you are pitying the one who is not a devotee of Krishna. Bhukshitam na pratibhati kinchit. A very famous expression. So, bhukshitam iti ksudhartasya kinchidapi na spurati ityarthaha. Bhukshitam. So if somebody is hungry, so this is, I mean, if you are trying to preach or teach a hungry person, it will not work because he will not be able to understand or concentrate on anything other than his hunger. So kshudhartasya kinchidapi na spurati ityarthaha. Bha deeptau. So pratibhati ityasti. Iha tu upasarga balat spurane vartate. Na spurati ityarthaha. ततः लक्षणादौ अवृत्तेः प्रतेः न कर्म प्रवचनीयत्वम्. एवञ्च कर्म प्रवचनीययुक्ते द्वितीया इत्यनेन गतार्थत्वं न भवति. So there is pratibhati. So prati, is it a karma pravachaniya here or not? Is a question. So he says it is not a karma pravachaniya, it is an upasarga. Bha iti dhatoh upasargah prati iti pratibhati ityasya spurati ityarthah. So tasya yoge, tena yoge, prati ityanena yoge द्वितीया विभक्ति अस्ति उपक्षितम् इति. So we saw the for all. So those are the two vartikas for upapada dvitiya. Sutramapyasti antarantarena yukte. Antara antarena yukte dvitiya bhavati. Karmani dvitiya ityatah dvitiya iti anuvartate. Abhyam yoge dvitiya syat. Antara ityanena yoge tathaiva antarena ityanena yoge dvitiya vibhaktir bhavati. So antarantarena yukte vyakhyaane antara iti akarantam avyayam natu tabantam. It says it's an avyaya which is akaranta. Antarena ityapi avyayameva natu tritiyantam iti bhashye sthitam. So there are some avyayas which are called as vibhakti pratirupakas. They look like the form of some vibhakti, but actually they are avyayas. There are many of such things where you have like say chirat, chirena and so on, and we have this antarena. It looks very much like a tritiya vibhakti form, but it is an avyaya. Possibly, I mean, what could have happened for these words is maybe they were nouns once upon a time, but only this form is used. The usage of other forms are not found, so maybe it is treated as an avyaya later on. I mean, that's just a guesswork. Whatever the case, now we treat them as avyaya, vibhakti pratirupaka avyaya. So avyayas which resemble a vibhaktiyanta form, but which are actually indeclarables. So iti bhashya sthitam. So bhashyakara clarifies that they are avyaya here and not. So yes, the bhashyakara says that because in association with antara, antara is an avyaya. So sahacharyad antarena ityapi avyayameva drishyate iti bhashya. So he clarifies that it is both are avyayas. Antara is an avyaya. Therefore, in association with it, what we have antarena is also taken as the avyaya and not the shabda. Antara tvam mam harihi. So tavacha mamacha madhye harihi ityarthaha. Antara is in between you and me. Hari is standing in between you and me. Antara madhye ityamara. This is one famous prayoga, I think, from the Krishna Leela Tarangini, where they have this Anganam Anganam Antara Madhavo Madhavam Madhavam Chantarena Angana. So says, I mean, he's describing Krishna's dance. So where Krishna is taking multiple forms and dancing with each gopi. So it says Anganam Anganam Antara Madhavaha. So in between each, I mean, there is a series of gopis. So in between each of them you find Krishna. Anganam Antara. Anganam Anganam Antara. So in between each pair of gopis you have Krishna. He is taking multiple forms and dancing. So you find the usage of this sutra. So antarena harim na sukham. Antarena harim antarena. Antarena harer varjane sukham nasti. Without hari there is no sukha, happiness. Prathak vinantarenarte hirung nanacha varjane ityamara. So there is that is again used for varjana, that is without antarena. That antarena means without. So there is no sukha without hari. Kimanayor antarena gatena ityatratu antaro shabdaha visheshavachi. So there is one prayoga where it says anayoho antarena, that there is shashti vibhakti instead of tritiya. There it says visheshavachi. There it does not mean vardhanarthaka, it means a vishesha, anayoho visheshena jnatena ityarthaha. So atra antarena ityasya tritiyantatvad avyayatva bhavat na tadyoge dvitiya. So visheshena jnatena. So there is tritiya. Antara is also a pratipadika, that is a noun which has all forms. Antaraha, antaram or whatever. So there the tritiyanta, if you are using a namapada, the tritiyanta of a namapada, then there is no dvitiya. Only in the when you use an avyaya, there is dvitiya. So that is why he clarifies. Atra antarena ityasya tritiyantatvad avyayatva bhavat na tadyoge dvitiya. Okay, so enough of this. So this is about antara and antarena, two avyayas in association with these we have. After this, there is the adhikara karma pravachaniyaha. Right. So karma pravachaniyaha ekameva sutram ityadhikritya adhikara sutram. So 1483 प्रथमाध्यायस्य चतुर्थपादस्य 83तममिदं सूत्रं संज्ञाधिकारः. It is an adhikara of a samya. Karma pravachaniya is a samya and it is a samya which is being given to the things which follow till adhirishvare. Ita arabhya asya padasya सप्तनवतितम सूत्र पर्यन्तम अभिरीश्वरे इति सूत्र पर्यन्तम कर्म प्रवचनीयाः इत्यधिकारः. अयम् अधिकारः वस्तुतः निपाताधिकारे अन्तर्भवति. It lies within the nipaताधिकार. You have प्राग्रीश्वरान् निपाताः, right? So there are nipatas. So प्राग्रीश्वरा, ईश्वर अभिरीश्वरे पर्यन्तं निपाताः. So ततः तस्य अधिकारस्य मध्ये एव कर्म प्रवचनीयाः इत्यधिकारः. So they are both nipatas and कर्म प्रवचनीयाः. So since they are nipatas, they will be avyayas. Swaradi nipatam avyayam ityanena avyayatvam api bhavati. So what exactly are karma pravachaniyas? As Ravichandran was saying in the discussion before class, Dikshita does not go into any detail on what exactly is a karma pravachaniya. He just treats them as a samya for things. That is, there are many cases where we do that. We say sarvanama. So there is a set of words which are called sarvanama. It is also an anvartha samya, that is sarvesham yani namani tani sarvanamani. So they also refer, there are words which can be used for everybody. That is not a particular person, but anybody. So that is why they are called sarvanamas, which is why there is a mahasamya. We have this concept of mahasamya. That is, there is a samya if, samya is a technical term which Panini defines. If it is a totally arbitrary name for a few things, like say he calls it, there is ti, achontya, aditi. So the final ach and the part is called ti. So it is a completely artificial term which Panini is inventing himself, and therefore he gives a very short samya for it. So laghartham, he keeps it as short as possible. But there are also cases where he uses longer samyas. So why? In many cases, the Bhashyakara thinks of it and he says, in many cases, he decides them as Mahasamya. That is, a longer samya will imply that it is anvartha, that there is something, the term itself means something. So even in this case, it is like a karma pravachaniyaha. Karma here refers to a kriya or action. So those words which have told action, these are karma pravachaniya samya, which is generally given to pradis, that is, you have pra, para, apasam, upasargas. So what is their general function is they generally associate with the dhatus to indicate a kriya. Right? So they do not tell kriya by itself. That is, we have this debate whether they are vachaka or dyotaka. That is, they do not, that is just pra or upa will not give any kriya by itself. But when it is associated with a kriya, say anubhavati, so they indicate a change in kriya or a special kriya. Okay? So those things, karma proktavantaha, those ones which have indicated kriya, that is, which are generally associated with a kriya to indicate a kriya, but in this case they do not indicate a kriya. Proktavantaha, he uses the past and he says, so this is a samya, karma pravachiniya, which is given to pradis. Okay, first thing. So pra, para, etc. A few of the pradis are given the karma pravachiniya samya. This samya is given as an exception to gati and upasarga. Right? Kriya yoge, upasarga kriya yoge, gatischa. So these pradis, when associated with a kriya, they get the upasarga samya and the gati samya. So this is an exception to that. Now there is no association with kriya, and this samya prevents gati samya and upasarga samya from operating. Okay. So what do they mean? They give a sambandha. Okay. They convey a particular relation or they indicate a special kind of a relation. Okay. So they are all sambandha dyotakaha. They are indicators of special kinds of relationship. Like we have a lakshya lakshana bhava. That is, something is known with the help of something. So there are many things which you will see in each of the particular sutras. So karma pravachaniyas are indicators of special kinds of relationships. So what is the purpose of karma pravachaniya samya? One is vibhakti. Karma pravachaniya yukte dvitiya. Istinena dvitiya vibhakti. Kadachit panchami saptami vibhaktyo api vidhiyate. So first is vibhakti api vidhiyate. The purpose of karma pravachaniya samya, one is vibhakti, and the second is to prevent gati pasarga samya. So there is gati samya is prevented, and therefore some karyas due to gati samya will be prevented. Again, you have upasarga samya. So that karyas due to upasargatva will also be prevented when there is karma pravachaniya. Okay. So the first among those sutras is anurlakshane. Padadvayam vidyate anuhu lakshane. So anu praparapasam anu iti karma pravachaniyaha ityadhikaraha. Lakshane dyotye anuhu uktasamyaha sya. So anu, when it is indicating lakshana, it is called karma pravachaniya. So what is lakshana? Again, something which the commentator deals with in detail. So anur lakshane uktasamyaha iti. Lakshane dyotye iti. Lakshya lakshana bhava sambandhe dyotye ityarthaha. Okay. Uktasamyaha iti karma pravachaniya samyaha ityarthaha. Lakshyate jnayate anena iti lakshanam. So what is a lakshana? Lakshana we generally, what is a lakshana? We have lakshana as a famous term which you have say. Asya lakshanam kim, karmanaha kim lakshanam, kriyayaha kim lakshanam. It's a very favorite term, especially among Tarkikas. Lakshana is something which, in the Tarka Bhasha, if you are looking at the Tarka language, Lakshana is something which precisely defines a particular thing. So if there is a cow, the Lakshana for a cow is something which precisely defines what a cow is, and it also eliminates any other thing from consideration. That is, if you are defining a cow, it should be defined in such a way that your definition will not apply to a horse or to a buffalo or to anything else. Okay? So that is what we call a Lakshana. But here, Lakshana is not that. It just means jnayate anena, that by which something is known. So this is actually the meaning of Lakshana in the very etymological sense. You are saying lakshyate, nama jnayate anena. So later on, the term Lakshana is a technical paribhashika pada, which is used to indicate a precise definition. Okay. So that is a later expansion of meaning. So atra lakshane ityasya lakshanam nama yamupayudya kinchit jnayate. Say for example, an example which they give is kamandalu panihi vatuhu. You see some chhatraha or something like that. So a student who was the student? Okay, there are 2 or 3 people going. So who is the student? This is the one with the kamandalu. The one who is carrying the kamandalu is the student. So you are using that kamandalu as a lakshana for the student, something by which you know that a particular thing. That is called a lakshana. So in this particular case, it says lakshyate nama jnayate anena iti lakshanam tacha hetubhutam vivakshitam. Natu vriksham prati vidyodate vidyut itivat chinha matram. Tatha sati lakshanetham ityeva siddhehe iti vakshyate. So there is some other thing here which is also required. So maybe we can look at that. Okay, no. So it says anur lakshane. So lakshana is something by which it is known. For example, the example he gives is vriksham prati vidyotate vidyut. Okay, so there is lightning. So how do you know a lightning? Lightning is very, how do you point out a lightning? It is very difficult to point, or it is very, very, transient. So he says, vriksham prati vidyotate. Where is the lightning striking? So close to the tree. So the tree lights up and you can view that better than just pointing out a lightning. Okay. So the vriksha is used as a lakshana for pointing out lightning. Right? So that is lakshana, where we also call it as a chinha. Okay. Something which is an indicator. In this particular case, anur lakshane iti sutretu lakshanam hetubhutam api vivakshitam. In addition to being a lakshana, it should also be the hetu, that is the reason for something. You will understand this only when we look at the example. So the example which you are saying is, we'll come back to this slide later. So the next sutra says, karma pravachaniya yukte dvitiya. So paradvayam asti karma pravachaniya yukte dvitiya iti etena yoge dvitiya syat. So whenever you have a karma pravachaniya samya for a particle, we have Dvitiya Vibhakti associated with it. Parjanyah japam anu pravarshat. This is the example. Without the example, you will not understand what he is talking about. Parjanyah pravarshat. The cloud rained. That is showered rains. Parjanyah pravarshat. So when did it rain? Japam anu pravarshat. Soon after the japa. So there is a Parjanya japa which is being done. Soon after the japa there was vrishti. That is there was rain. Parjanyah pravarshat. Kada japam anu. So the japa is a lakshana for kada vrishtihi iti prishte. Japam anu. So japa samanantaram vrishtihi. So japa is used as an indicator of the time of rain. So when did it rain? So japa is used as an indicator. So japa is a lakshana. In addition, if you look at it, japa is also the hetu. That is what is intended. It is not saying, okay, there is some random japa and there is rain. That is not the indicator here. So there was Parjanya japa, and due to that, immediately after the japa, there were rains. So Parjanyaha japam anu pravarshat ityatra korthaha japam hetuhu kada pravarshat ityatra japam lakshana bhutam hetu bhutam api japasya karanenaiva vrishtihi abhavat ityapi jyotyate. So both these are being conveyed by the Dvitiya and the karma pravachaniya. Right? So one is the lakshya lakshana bhava. So and as an indicator of the time of vrishti, and also that the japa is the hetu for the vrishti. So Parjanyo japamanu iti. So kada Parjanyah avarshad iti prashne uttaram idam. Says when was there rains? So after the japa, soon after the japa. Atra vrishtikalaha upadeshyaha. What is to be conveyed here is the time of rains. Vrishtikalaha upadeshyaha. Such a durgyanatvat. So, I mean, you cannot define when was it rain. I mean, this is not a time when you had, today you might say at 2:30. That is not the indication then. I mean, there was no such indication of a time. Such a durgyanatvat. You have to use something else to mark that time. Shakhagram prati dvikalaschandraha itivat prajnanam kinchit avalambya iva jnapyaha. So, chandraha, there is moon. Dvikalaschandraha, he makes it, the Dvitiya Chandra. It's very, very faint, so very difficult to see. If you have a Purnima Chandra, it is very visible. Dvikalaschandraha, the Chandra on the Dvitiya day is very, very faint. So how do you point out that Chandra? Shakhagram prati. So at the edge of the branch, you point out some visible thing, that is a tree. So there is a branch of the tree. So if you look at, close to that branch, so Chandra is not actually on the branch, but Shakhagram prati Vikalaschandraha itivat prajnanam kinchit avalambya. So depending on some other indicator, you know. So here also, when did it rain? We are using the japa as an indicator of rain. Atra vrishtikalaha upadeshyaha sacha durgyanatvat shakhagram prati Vikalaschandraha itivat prajnanam kinchit avalambya iva jnapyaha. So yeah, this is what is called the Shakha Chandra Nyaya. There is also many such things where you use the Shakha as an indicator for Chandra. Japaha atra prajnanam. In this particular case, japa is the lakshana. That is the indicator. Tatra japakale parjanyaha pravarshat iti sambhavati. Hetu bhuta japaha hi atra lakshanam. The lakshana here is not just plain lakshana, it is also hetu bhuta. Hetutvam cha purvakala vrittitva ghatitam. So cause is always occurring before the effect, right? So cause and effect is, when you are saying something is the cause, it has to be before the effect. Otherwise it cannot be the cause. So hetutvam cha purvakala vrittitva ghatitam evam cha varsha hetu bhuta varuna japa uttarakale Parjanyaha pravarshat iti uttaram paryavasyati. So varsha hetu bhuta. So the reason for the vrishti is Varuna japa. So uttara kale. So immediately after that japa, Parjanyaha pravarshat. The clouds showered rains. Iti uttaram paryavasyati. Tatra lakshanam hetutvam cha iti dvayam dvitiyarthaha. So the Dvitiya Vibhakti here is conveying both the lakshana and the hetu. Tadubhayam anuna dyotyate. So both of these are indicated by the pradi, which is anu. Lakshanatvam cha jnana janaka vishayatvam. So what is lakshana? Jnana janaka, that which gives rise to some knowledge. Okay? So shakha is giving rise to the knowledge of Chandra. Therefore shakha is what we call the lakshana. Japa jnanena, here by knowing when the japa was done, tad uttara kala vishishta vrishtihi jnapyate. Tatascha japatmaka hetujanya hetu jnanajanya jnana vishayaha varshanam iti bodhaha. So that is the shabda bodha, which we will not know. So that is what Dikshitar says. Hetu bhuta japopalakshitam varshanam. So japa is the hetu and it indicates the time of rains. Hetu bhuta japopalakshitam varshanam ityarthaha. So hetu bhuta iti anabhitadhikara na parjanyat tritiya tasya tinga abhitatvat. Parjanyaha pravarshat. So there is karta, kartari tritiya na bhavati, because the karta has been given by the thing. Nanu hetutvamshasya katham iha labhaha anurlakshane ityatra tad anupadana. So it is fine. The sutra says anuhu lakshane. When it indicates a lakshana, there is karma pravachaniya. How are you bringing in that hetu part? So what we saw here, Parjanya is the lakshana, it is also the hetu. In only such cases there is karma pravachaniya. So why? Hetutvam iti katham labhyate iti prashnaha. Nanu hetutvam katham iha labhaha. Anurlakshane ityatra tad anupadanat. There is nothing in the sutra which says it has to be the hetu. Evam cha hetutva avivakshayam. Vriksham anuvidyotate vidyut ityatra anurlakshane iti savakasham hetau iti tritiyatu. So now there is an interrelation between sutras which you have to understand. There is anurlakshane. There is one more sutra which says lakshanetham bhutakhyana bhagavipsasu pratiparyanavaha. Okay. So which says pratipari and anu. These three things, when they are used in the sense of lakshana itham bhutakhyana bhagavipsa, they get karma pravachaniya. Now there are two sutras which are saying this lakshana, right? Anurlakshane iti sutram asti. Punaha lakshanetham bhuta ityatrapi lakshane anu ityasya karma pravachaniya samya vidhiyate. So kimartham ubhayam iti prashna. When already that sutra lakshanetham bhutakhyana is giving karma pravachaniya samya, when anu is indicating lakshana. Lakshane arthe anu ityasya karma pravachaniya samya vidhiyate lakshanetham bhuta iti sutrena. Punaha anurlakshane iti sutram kimartham iti prashnaha. Tara uchyate hetau tritiya ityasti. If you look at the upapada vibhakti for tritiya, hetau tritiya vibhakti vidhiyate. Wherever there is hetu, that is something is the reason for something. Annena hetor vasati ityasti. So he stays for the reason of food. So yatra hetuhu asti tatra tritiya vibhakti uchyate. So now there is a vipratisheta. You forget anurlakshane. Yadi anurlakshane iti sutram nasti. Lakshanetham bhutakhyana bhagavipsasu pratiparyanavaha. Ityanena lakshane gamye anu ityasya karma pravachaniya samya vidhiyase. So tat prayuktatvam dvitiya vibhaktir bhavati. Hetau ityanena tritiya vibhaktir api vidhiyate. So when there is both, say parjanyaha japavanu pravarshat, lakshanatvam api asti, hetutvam api asti. Kim bhavet iti prashne kim bhavati? Paratvat hetau tritiya. So hetau is parasutra and therefore hetu tritiya should actually happen. So to overrule that hetau, again he specifically says anurlakshane. Yada anu ityasya yoge lakshanam api asti hetutvam api asti tada punaha karma pravachaniya samya eva bhavati natu tatprayukta dvitiya vibhaktishta bhavati natu hetau tritiya. That is what was told in the sutra. So, no, that is what is explaining here. Hetu bhuta iti. Nanu hetutvamshasya kathamiha labhaha anurlakshane ityatra tadanupadanat. Evam cha hetutva avivakshayam. When hetu is not desired, that is vriksham anu vidyotate vidyut. Vidyut, lightning is flashing on the tree or next to the tree. Here, the tree is not the cause for vidyut. Right? Vriksham vidyutaha hetuhu nasti. Vriksham is just an indicator of where the lightning is. It is not the cause. So since it is not the cause, there is no hetu. Tada kim bhavati lakshanekam bhutakhyana bhagavipsasu ityanena karma pravachiniyatvam tatrayukta dvitiya vibhaktir bhavati. Hetutva avivakshayam vriksham anuvidyotate vidyut ityatra anurlakshane iti savakasham. Hetau iti tritiyatu dhanena kulam ityadau savakasha. So in other cases we have hetau tritiya. So parjanyaha japamanu pravarshatu ityatra tu tad ubhayam prasaktam. So when there is both, it is lakshana and a hetu, tatra paratvat hetu tritiya eva syat. So because it is parasutra, there should have been hetau. So he says, there says parapi hetau tritiya anena badhyate. So even though it is parasutra, the hetau, which is 2.3.23, karma pravachaniya yukte dvitiya is 2.3.4. So it is parasutra. Parapi hetau tritiya anena badhyate. Vai lakshanetham bhutakhyana bhagavipsasu pratipadya navaha ityadina punaha ityadina siddhe punasamya vidhana samarthyat. So how do you do vipratishehe param karyam ityanena vastutaha parakaryam eva syat. Kintu lakshanetham bhuta ityanena eva lakshane anohu karma pravachaniya samyayam siddhayam punaha anurlakshane ityanena samya vidhiyate. Punasamya vidhana samarthyat kim bhavati parapi hetau tritiya anena badhyate. Right? So punasamya iti. Vriksham anuvidyotate vidyut ityatra anurlakshane ityasya na prayojanam lakshanetham bhuta ityeva siddhehe. Tatascha anurlakshane iti arambha samarthyat. So because the sutra has been told separately and explicitly, हेतुभूते लक्षणे अनोह कर्म प्रवचनीय लब्धया द्वितीयया हेतौ तृतीया बाध्यते इति विज्ञायते. Right? So both hetu and lakshana ubhaye satyapi dvitiya eva bhavati na tu tritiya. So to overrule the hetau tritiya, we have a separate sutra as anur lakshane. Otherwise, we could have had this karma pravachaniya samya already by lakshanetham bhuta bhagavipsasu. Right? So let's go back to the sutra now. So anur lakshane ityusti lakshane dyoti anuhukta samyahasya. So in the ukta samya he says hetu bhuta lakshanam. Right? So gatyupasarga samya apavadaha. So this samya is an apavada to both gati and upasarga samya. So upasarga kriya yoge gatishcha iti sutrabhyam pradina. So pradayaha upasarga samya gati samya diyate. So there are many karyas which depend on upasarga samya and gati samya. Vishishtani karyani santi. So samya dvayam badhitva karma pravachaniya samya bhavati. So the samya has two purposes. Karma pravachaniya samya dvitiyadi vibhakti praptihi iti ekam prayojanam upasarga gati prayuktanam karyanam nivaranam. So to prevent karyas depending on upasarga samya and gati samya is another purpose of karma pravachaniya samya. So that is what he says. Gatyupasarga samyapavadaha. Anena kriya yoge eva karma pravachaniya samya iti suchitam. So this indicates, because he says it is an apavada to gati and upasarga, so there is an association with kriya. Karma pravachaniyaha iti mahasamya karana samarthyad anvarthatvam. So here says because of karma is kriya proktavantaha. So there is an association with kriya. Karma iti kriya uchyate. Tam proktavantaha karma pravachaniyaha. So bhute kartari bahulaka raniya pratyaya. Tatascha kriyam eva nadyotayanti. They do not indicate kriya directly. Kintu kriya nirupita sambandha vishesham dyotayanti. They indicate a special kind of relation with the kriya. So here you have the vrishti, so you have the hetu and lakshana. So the anu is the hetu, there is a reason, and there is lakshana, indicator of the kriya. Right? So kriya nirupita sambandha vishesham dyotayanti. Evam cha anu pratyadishu kriya nirupita sambandhasya dyotyattvena anvayat tatra gatyupasarga samyayoho praptihi bodhya. So since there is an association with kriya, there would have been gati or upasarga. So preventing that, we have karma pravachaniya samya. Okay. So then we have karma pravachaniyakte dvitiya, which we saw. So parapi hetau tritiya anena badhyate lakshanetham bhutakhyan bhagavipsasu pratiparya namaha ityadina siddhe punah samya vidhana samathyat. Okay. Any questions?
Unmuted.
Somiji, there is a good karika given by Bhartrihari quoted in Mahabhashi and also Tattva Bodhini, which says very clearly definition of karma pravachaniya. Kriyaya dhyote ke nayam sambandhasya na vachakah napi kriyapada napi kriyapada apekshe sambandhasya tu bhedakah.
So you can see that if you have the Tattva Bodhini under that karma pravachaniya adhikritya, so tathacha harihi kriyayaha dyotakah nayam. So it does not indicate a kriya directly. Sambandhasya na vachakaha. And it also does not explicitly state a sambandha. So there is a difference between vachaka and dyotaka. That which indicates and that which tells. That is a direct meaning and there is an indicative meaning. So it is not directly, that is the sambandha is not given by anu. It is given by the Dvitiya Vibhakti and indicated by anu. Right? So napi kriya padakshepi. It will not akshepa. That is akshepa is where you bring in a kriya to do the anvaya. So you don't have to bring in a new kriya. Sambandhasya tu bhedakaha. Instead, it is a dyotaka, indicator of a sambandha. That is what Bhartrihari says about the karma pravachaniyas. The Tattva Bodhini gives it very clear.
So here I think the critical point is the anu is not related to pravishata and it is related to actually hearing, nishamana. So that is which is the aprayujamanasya, which is not directly indicated, which is the hetu.
Aprayujamanasya kriyayaha.
Kriyaya. So here the aprayujamana kriya is hearing the japa. So the hearing part is not indicated directly. And that is the one which is key.
Akshepa,
That's right.
It does not do the akshepa of the kriyapada.
Right.
So napi kriyapada akshepi, it is sambandhasya dyotakaha.
So that's and the other point I think Mahabhashya keeps arguing is that he could have easily said anur hetu. I mean, there's no need for him to say lakshana. Then he gives up in the middle. He says that, okay, fine. He said the arambha samarthyat because he tries to differentiate lakshana and hetu. Then he says if lakshana is a vyapya of hetu, if lakshana is also includes hetu, then you don't need, right? You can, because argument came, okay, hetu is also a lakshana. Then he said if hetu is also a lakshana, then you have the following sutra anyways. So you don't need the sutra. So there was no way he could justify the sutra. Then he said, okay, just arambha samarthyat, just so that it's dvitiya. Because he could have easily said anurla hetu.
Okay, so yeah, if hetu is always a lakshana, then it could have easily done to prevent.
Because in this case, other than hetu, we already have the lakshana is already defined in the future sutra, right? So 1490 that lakshane ettam bhutam. So you don't need the sutra at all. So the question is why anu lakshane? Why not anu hetu? The only reason we have is only hetu. Right? Otherwise, lakshana is, and he defines he tries to get into what is the difference between hetu and lakshana. As you said, the chatra with a comment, he said, is it one time? Is it many time? And he finally he could not justify it. So Mahabhashyakara finally says, okay, arambha samarthyat, it is only for hetu, only for paratva, this thing. So he gives that. I mean,
I did not read this anur lakshane.
Once I read that, once you read that Bhashya, then this one looks very nice. The Tattva Bodhini and they have nicely summarized, but the background should be,
Right. Once you read that, this becomes clear. If you read this first, you will not understand.
That's what because the context is not there, right? Because he said, why?
Once you get into deeper waters, you will understand these Vyakyanas more easily.
So he said,
we may not understand.
So yeah, he said hetu artam tu vachanam. He said he should have said it's only for hetu. In this sutra, anur lakshana is only for hetu. because rest of the things are
Right.
covered by the future ones. So that I found very and that definition of pravachaniya is that very critical part was that ye aprayujyamanasya kriya mahu. That is the kriya that because anu is not related to anything. Yeah, anu does not anvaya with anything.
Yes,
Anu
it
has
is not
got
directly.
so those are the
Aprayujya
critical
manasya
point.
kriya.
Yep.
Right. So,
Thank you.
good. I learned something through this class too. Thank you. एनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कुत्संव्याकरणं पुत्रं तस्मै
Muted.
मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते